It's good to have you on the show, sir.
My pleasure being here. I'm surprised you guys are saying no tension. Nobody should be tense. I'm wondering why.
I thank you for saying that. That was my response to Tolu when he said no tension, because I know football that it's very difficult to take away tension and pressure from football. Even the local one they play on the streets, because everybody is always tensed. So why do you think pressure comes from in football? Let's start with that.
Well, the African Cup of Nations is not a game that, it's not a competition that takes place on a daily basis. It takes place once in a while, every 2 years. And so expectations are often there. You play the qualifiers. You want to be a part of the carnival. You want to record the country, want to be one of those who will not just be participating, but will want to come home with the coveted trophy.
Okay.
And so for football enthusiasts and football fans, particularly like the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, we put in everything. And so I wonder why, if we put in our time, we put in our resources, and then we put in everything just to ensuring that, like he used a word he used with the idea in the local parlance.
Okay.
And then so why did he use that?
We'll take a short break. We'll still come back to you. And for our listeners, there we are having Darlington, Chief Darlington Umoru, who is a consultant with Nigerian Football Supporters Club. And if you are surprised he's talking about sport, he's also a security expert. But we'll talk more after this break. So we'll just look at the role Supporters Club is playing to ensure that we have this. There's pressure, serious pressure.
How would you say there's no pressure, no tension? I don't understand that.
Maybe he's going on his own, he's doing his things on his own. So, but
is he not in Nigeria?
No, he's not in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
He's not in Nigeria as we speak. But football comes with tensions. Okay.
When I say no pressure.
Cut my other guest off. Mr. Tolu, your time is over. I will tell me why you said pressure when we finish. Cut his time off, I beg. Done. Yeah, welcome back. We are still having Chief Darlington Umoru in the house. He's a consultant with Nigerian Football Supporters Club, and the man that's done so well for the development of football in Nigeria. Beyond that, but he's a man beyond just sport. But we are concentrating on sports today, and it's good to concentrate. So, what do you think is the role football supporters will play at the Nations Cup? Let's just use the Nations Cup for an example.
Well, using the Nations Cup as an example, football, like your initial guest stated, it's like a carnival. And then in carnival, you expect support, you expect drumming, you take away sometimes the game from the pitch, you need entertainment. And the Nigerian Football Supporters Club has been that entertaining, and the 12th player whom the other 11 players often look up to do well on the pitch, particularly when there's pressure. Now, the next Nations Cup that will be starting on the 13th. One of the group games is a very big one and is a large one. That's the game against Côte d'Ivoire.
The host nation.
Yes, the host nation. Now, every fan from that country will be standing in support behind their own team. And then you have the Super Eagles, who will also be having and depending on their own 12th player, which is the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. So if you take away the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, it meant that the Nigerian team will apparently be playing against 12 or 13 players on the pitch. So bringing up balancing and, that bringing life into those players. You need the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. They've done this for several decades, and they've assisted our national teams, men, women, youth, to winning continental and
International.
world trophies.
So what would be different? I mean, for them to be doing it over a decade and they keep doing it. What's the spectacular about this particular one? Knowing that she will be saying someone, there's this man that is always having this big belly. There's several characters. So apart from the characters, what should we expect in this edition?
Well, characters there, yes. This Nations Cup is our group is a very tough one, and so even the players themselves were not having. People are not really having that full confidence on the kind of players we'll be parading. Even though what the best player on the continent now is a Nigerian, and also was the best in Italian football.
Yeah, sure.
Scored the highest goals.
Victor
Osimhen. And then, of course, injuries here and there. But against all of that, people really do not have a lot of confidence in our coach. But even so, where people are really pushing their confidence on is the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, expectedly to be there to put smiles on Nigerian faces and push and urge these players. Oftentimes, players will tell you that as soon as they see the Nigerian Football Supporters Club doing their thing, they feel encouraged, they get the support, and then that urge, that push is always there for them, particularly when they come with sonorous voices and you get all kinds of titles, when they come on. And so, in most times, aside from the Nigerian team, other football fans, they enjoy it when the Nigerian Football Supporters Club takes on the stage, takes to the stage on the pitch. And that's why, for instance, for every competition, the Nigerian Football Supporters Club goes to competitions with large number. Because sometimes you go to competitions where, like, if we'll be playing against Cote d'Ivoire now, you want to imagine the number of persons who will be behind the Ivorian team. And so you need the Nigerian Supporters Club in large number to match on with the number the Ivorians will be putting on in the stadium. And so that's why the Nigerian Football Supporters Club has made every arrangement now to go with at least not less than 300 members. Travel with 300 members from Nigeria to Cote d'Ivoire, so that we'll be able to not just match what the Ivorians will be putting up in the stadium, but any other country, any other team will be bringing to the fore. And so, even as we plan all of that, the question you want to ask is whether the Nigerian Football Supporters Club has the wherewithal to push and then go and help these boys to go beyond where they are expected to get to. That's talking about funding. For an average player, return ticket to Cote d'Ivoire now is not less than €1 million for just one player. Then multiply that by 300 persons just for flight ticket. And then you're not talking about accommodation, you're not talking about feeding, you're not talking about transportation. Sometimes the Nigerian Football Supporters Club will travel by road from one venue to another for as much as sometimes a day or two, sometimes hours. But the players themselves will be flown to venue. Of course, they are the main team. All of this costs money. Do we have all of that now to do all of that? Many want to see them perform, but how much assistance are we getting from the people to ensuring that we are able to get to Cote d'Ivoire in that large number that will not allow our players to be swallowed up when they are playing against big teams like the Ivorian team, the host team we're talking about here now. Okay? And so even the players themselves will tell you that they often depend on the support from the Nigerian Football Supporters Club over time to win games. And then they feel at home. They don't feel intimidated when they see a large number of the Nigerian Football Supporters Club at the stadium, performing, and they know that if there's anything, the Nigerian Football Supporters Club will come to their rescue. Coming to their rescue, that is when their morale gets down, or when their morale is going down. the Nigerian Football Supporters Club has a way of boosting their morale again, and then you begin to find them doing well. Particularly when songs are changed.
So how do you intend to make this possible?
Well, we're still trying to reach out to sponsors, and we're still calling on Nigerians and non-Nigerians, organizations, companies, to come to the aid of not just Nigerian Football Supporters Club now, but for the Super Eagles. Because if whatever they are doing to assist the Nigerian Football Supporters Club in ensuring that they get to Cote d'Ivoire in that large number and they are okay, would also snowball into assisting the footballers on the pitch. Beyond that, it will also be moving on to the country itself, because if you win that trophy, many in most times will not be thinking of how much the Nigerian Supporters Club contributed. Rather, the glory will come to the country and the NFF. So right now, these are things that in most times people really do not understand, but we're still trying to reach out, and we want people to also come to our aid at this point in time, so that the Super Eagles would not be intimidated in Cote d'Ivoire. Right now, we are doing our best. We've done our best. We've assisted all our national teams, male, female, otherwise at different competitions to win trophies for this country.
Definitely.
Whether we're playing in Nigeria or we are not when we go outside the country to play. And then sometimes some of these host nations they get hostile.
Definitely.
And when they get hostile, the Nigerian football supporters, they suffer a lot of things. But what we are asking for right now is an opportunity to storm Cote d'Ivoire in that large number, and ensuring that at the end of the day, the Super Eagles will not feel intimidated by the crowd and supporters or fans of other countries who will be at the stadium each time they play. People are really not talking about not having confidence on the much the the Super Eagles will get. But we at the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, we don't reason that way. We are sure, we have the confidence that with us by the side of the national team, the Super Eagles once again, after several decades, will be coming home with the AFCON trophy.
Interesting, and I'm sure that appeal must have been your appeal to the general public, to support the Nigerian Football Supporters Club is a very good mobile idea. But how possible do you think you can achieve this, even with support, in the sense that right now the support brands and everybody, do you think you still have 300 of them?
We can. It depends on. It's in the hands of. Organizations and individuals. It is possible, very possible. How much are we talking about here? We're not talking about billions of naira. We're not demanding for billions. How much is naira when converted to dollar at the end of the day? But you still have credible Nigerians who are sports enthusiasts, who are interested, who want to watch games at the AFCON competition and then enjoy themselves. And so they also want to. Most people would not want to watch the competition the moment the Super Eagles is out. Definitely. The moment so they want to do everything that will help the Super Eagles continue in the competition for the whole stretch, so that at the end of the day, the Super Eagles will be coming home with the trophy. And the only way they can achieve that is to support the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. We have good Nigerians. We have organizations led by Nigerians and even non-Nigerians. And beyond all of this, when you're supporting the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, the Supporters Club itself will be marketing your products.
Okay, that's a way of.
Yes, we'll be giving a long stretch in terms of mileage to the marketing of your product. It's a give and take thing. Okay. So you support us, we help you sell the product you have. We wear your brands. And then even when we go out of the country, even if you've not been able to cover that nation, we sell you there. And then every time we're playing in the country, we take your product to your brand to most of those places, and then we sell you. Okay. And so that's why most times we've had some of these organizations coming to us to support us, because they know how much they have achieved. Of course, we've had big brands in the past, and they know how much they gained whether within the continent or outside the continent.
I wish I have the millions. I would have just handed over the... Well said, because, you cannot take away the Nigerian Football Supporters Club away from this. You cannot.
No.
Because you rightly said that it's not just about the Super Eagles. Nigerians themselves are also excited, especially when the camera pounds to the Nigerian section and you see Nigerians Football Supporters Club supporting Nigerians. And I think it's a very, very good one. Is there a particular target for this before the Nations Cup? Because we have just 10 days.
Target in terms of finance?
Yeah, target in terms of, even if we are not getting 300, we'll be able to get 200.
Yes, but our intention is to even get more than 300. That's our target. But we're targeting 300. But if we can move as many as 400-500, the more the merrier. And then the better for the Super Eagles, particularly at this point in time when they also know that Nigerians are not having so much confidence aside from the Nigerian. It's just the Nigerian Football Supporters Club and a few other persons that are boosting the morale of these players at this point in time, telling them that you can do it. You've done it before and we have that confidence that you will do it again. That's why in most times the Nigerian Football Supporters Club on its own task themselves, even beyond looking for funds outside, they task themselves and then they raise money within themselves to ensuring that at all costs, the Nigerian Football Supporters Club goes to competitions with a large number of persons, knowing the implication. You cannot go to Cote d'Ivoire, for instance, now with about 100 supporters, and then you expect to get the desired result when you are playing against the host team, when you are going to be playing against Ghana at some point, when you could be playing against Cameroon at another point, when you could be playing against South Africa at another time. Egypt is there, Morocco is there, Senegal is there, the defending champion. And at different points in time, you're likely going to come across these persons if you must win the trophy.
I hope Nigerians are listening. I mean, I can imagine us, can't we rely on Nigerians over there?
Yes, we have a chapter there, but the chapter there cannot do as much as the original body will be doing. It's just a chapter, and you want to imagine how many persons you will be having in that chapter. But in most times, we move in large number, and by the time we are entering any country, any host country, you will feel the impact. And by the time we are moving across the nation, when we are telling everybody that the Super Eagles and the Nigerian Football Supporters Club is there, you want to imagine the aura. You want to imagine the impact. You want to see people troop out to want to say, who are these people? That is why, for instance, CAF has given the Nigerian Football Supporters Club award. FIFA has given the Nigerian Football Supporters Club award. And some of these other countries are building their supportership as a result of what they have seen from the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. They learn from the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. So we are the numero uno. We teach them how to do it, and then they try to follow. But before they catch up, we are ahead of them. And then the Super Eagles has you cannot separate the Super Eagles from the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. They are two inseparable entities because they are like twins, and they must go together if they must achieve.
I can imagine if you're outside and wants to be part of it. But how about if somebody comes on his own, I have my money, I have my dad, I want to be part of it?
That's what we are even calling for. Aside from us approaching people, we expect that people should come.
Okay, I want to follow you guys. I have my money, I have my resources, just to be part of that entourage.
No, we are very careful because we have to screen you. Because some people will be coming with such idea, not necessarily because they want to follow us, but maybe they want to use that idea. And then we are also very careful when it comes to human trafficking.
Okay.
Because there's also that aspect. So for every of our members, they are screened. Security-wise, they are screened. And then you are told that if you're going, the Nigerian Football Supporters Club has not had security issues with traveling with members and then the members, defecting from such places. And so, just like you said, many need with the Jackpot syndrome in the country at the moment. So we are very careful. You don't just come in one day
because you have money.
You must have been a member for a period, whether 2-3 years, and over this period you would have been studied. more, and then we would have given you the rules. Like you talked about guidelines behind the camera at a point in time.
Yeah, yes.
We would have told you all of that, and then we would have been sure that if we are taking you there, we're bringing you back.
Okay, how about based on recognition?
Well, recognition at what level?
I mean, if I'm coming, you know me. I know you, and I have my money.
But I may not know your intention. If you bring your money, come and support us. If you have money, bring that money to support us. Because you have money, should not use that as an avenue. So, okay, I have my money to travel. Please, I want to travel with you. How have you helped us?
Well said, well said. I'm sure what's the planned target before traveling? Is there any time of departure?
Yes, we have our times of departure. Usually, it's not once.
Oh, okay.
You know, we travel in batches.
Okay.
Okay, but all of that is being handled by the department responsible for that. And but what is most paramount now is how we can raise the most desired sum that will help us even increase the number we expect to go with to 500, 450, and thereabout.
Interesting, and I'm sure Nigerians are ready for a swell time. I'm sure that everybody's watching us across Africa, because we know we are on DSTV channel 408, and a lot of Nigerians outside the country are watching us to know that the Nigerian Football Supporters Club are coming in a large entourage to ensure that not just the Super Eagles that will be giving us the victory, the Supporters Club, based on what they've done in the past, they will continue doing it this time around to ensure that, let me use the word, the ginger, to ensure they push, to ensure that they support the Super Eagles, and they've been doing that for a long time. Chief Darlington, I know you breathe and eat Nigerian Football Supporters Club, and I see how passionate you are in this. Like you said, that there'll be so much expected this time around, and we also hope that you get the necessary support. But do you promise? I'm sure a lot of people want you back on the studio before you travel. That's more reason why I've asked them when is your time of departure.
Oh yes, definitely. If given the opportunity, we'll be back here to talk about what we know how best to do, and then still make further appeals, to our viewers, to lovers of football. Football is the king of sports in this part of the world.
Definitely.
And one unifying factor for various issues in Nigeria is sports, and particularly football. When it comes to football, nobody is thinking of where he's from. Nobody is thinking of what issues he has. In fact, people don't even remember whether they've eaten or not. It's after such games that you begin to think of what you have not done and your differences. This is one game that brings every Nigerian together, and so that's why our appeal is that if we have something that unites us, we do everything humanly possible to promote that particular thing that will continue to unite us, that will make us forget our differences, whether in security, whether the economy, or any other factor that could be breaking us apart. But when it comes to football, when the Super Eagles are playing, and when the Nigerian Football Supporters Club are drumming and singing, you forget your sorrow, you forget your yesterday, you forget your differences. And so that's why we'll continue to make the appeal for Nigerians to promote unity. And one way you can promote this unity is to support the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, to go out there to do what they know how to do. Have you listened to the songs by the Nigerian Football Supporters Club?
I can imagine, because in the past I do hear songs, and there was a certain time in the past that all we are saying, give us one goal, and the goal comes.
At that point, when the Nigerian Football Supporters Club begins to sing such songs, aside from singing, do you know that the Nigerian Football Supporters Club embark on fast and prayers before competitions? Fast is declared for all members, sometimes for 7 days, sometimes for 21 days, sometimes for 14 days, sometimes for 41 days before competitions. So it's not just going out there to drum. So everything about the Nigerian Football Supporters Club is contained, in ensuring that the Super Eagles does well, because it brings joy to the entire nation if the Super Eagles wins when they go out to play at competition. A lot of sacrifices go in there, and yet what do we get in return? What do we get in return? Ordinarily, you want to expect that even without us asking for support to go to championships where the Super Eagles or the other teams will be playing, you expect that some organizations, companies, individuals will be coming to say, okay, let's be part of it. Aside from the mileage we're going to get, the joy you bring, into game, the other side you bring into the game that makes Nigeria at the time we're playing, everybody will be happy.
Interesting moment. Time is no longer our friend, Chief Darlington Umoru, but you said it right, and we will all expect you in subsequent time to be part of the show. I'm sure you're talking about the same Nigerian supporters club, football supporters club at Umoru.
Yes.
Very close to
the barracks.
The barracks. Okay.
Barracks bus stop, precisely.
On your way to the stadium.
Yes.
On the right.
Yes.
Very close to the Tosin Balogun Stadium.
Yes, it depends on where you're coming from.
Going to the stadium.
From what end?
From the end of Umoru.
Okay, from Ojuelegba is a stone throw.
Okay.
By barracks bus stop, there you find the secretariat of the National Secretariat of the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, as chaired by Ambassador Sam Ikpeya, one man who has put in a lot of sacrifices.
Has the ambassadorship taken over the Reverend title?
Well, they go together, but pursuit, none is dropped for the other.
Okay.
They are all titles. Reverend, religious, ambassador, human.
Civic duty.
Yes, so the man has done so well, and so has, and even chieftaincy title is there, but it's just one humble man who is not like me, maybe because I'm not ambassador, so I prefer the chief.
Yeah.
But he has chieftaincy titles, but yes, most people don't.
If you get ambassadorship, it doesn't take away the chieftaincy title.
No, it does not.
Okay, that means it must be a very high chief.
It does not.
Okay.
It does not. But Reverend is a calm, cool-headed man.
Ambassador Reverend Samuel Ikpeya.
You can add chief if you like.
Okay, if you like.
If you like, you can add chief. But those are his titles.
We're expecting him on that show, so maybe next time I come, you guys should come together. He's a well-known.
Very well. He's very busy now. We would have been here together. But of course, this issue of front drive to ensuring that Nigerians are represented in their large number. I told you that what we're looking at is about 500, a minimum of 300.
Okay, minimum.
So he hardly sleeps now. He's running from one point to another, begging Nigerians to come to the aid of the Super Eagles now, not the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. Because what you do for the Nigerian Supporters Club will snowball into what you're doing for the Super Eagles.
And to Nigeria as well.
And to Nigeria at large.
Because we want to be hearing
Nigerians,
the trumpet, the drums.
See, with the situation in the country now, as much as some people want to complain, if the Super Eagles wins AFCON now, I bet you, my brother, things will change. There will be this joy that will envelop this country. It will be celebration and upon celebration. And we at the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, we are very much convinced that we are going to support the Super Eagles to come with that trophy so that the entire nation will explode into celebration.
Thank you very much, Chief Darlington Umoru. Thank you for being part of the show. It's been a wonderful moment on the show. We started with Tolo Wate, who spoke to us on the chances of Nigeria at the Nations Cup, 2023 African Cup of Nations, and ending with Chief Darlington, who, beyond the fact that he is a consultant to Nigerian Football Supporters Club, he's also a security expert. He's a man of many parts. He's a chief, and he said something interesting. He will not leave his chief title, even if he was given an ambassadorship. I'll still find out what the chief title is all about. It must be a very big one. Thank you very much, our listeners, for being part of today's show. I still remember the show Shitu. Same time tomorrow, we'll be giving you all what you need to know in the world of sport. Bye for now.